Hello, this is a video about the inequalities within two triangles. Now, we know there are inequalities between a triangle, but there are inequalities that represent the relationship between two triangles. Using the sides and the angles of a triangle, we will then compare it to another triangle to determine the missing piece in the problem. Now, let's begin. Oh, well here we can use this first example to determine our first concept, the hinge theorem.
By textbook definition, the hinge theorem states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle and the included angle of the first is larger than the included angle of the second triangle, then the third side of the first triangle is longer than the third side of a second triangle. For example, if side B is congruent to side E and side C is congruent to side F and angle 6 is larger than angle 3, then side D is longer than side A. With this in mind, we can finally understand how with simply two sides and an angle from two different triangles, we can get the relationship between the two missing sides.
Now that we're done with the hinge theorem, we can move on to our next. Oh look, our next concept. Here's our next concept, the converse of the hinge theorem.
Like every other theorem, it has its converse. By textbook definition, the converse of the hinge theorem states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, and the third side in the first is longer than the third side in the second triangle, then the included angle measure of the first triangle is greater than the included angle measure in the second triangle. For instance, if side A is congruent to side D, and side B is congruent to side E, and side C is bigger than side F, then angle 1 is bigger than angle 4. The included angle in both theorems is the angle between both specified sides, and in this theorem, we use the relationship between sides to determine the bigger included side.
In conclusion, we have finally covered the topic between inequalities within two triangles. Discussing the hinge theorem and its converse, we can use two sides and an angle of a triangle and compare it to that of another triangle. For a worksheet on this lesson, look in the description below. Thanks for watching.